What is going on, everybody? This is Hey It's Fat here with another segment of the Fat Show. Today is the 13th of January. It is cold as balls outside, so it has officially become winter as of yesterday. Yesterday was cold too. Today I want to talk about mobility and how important mobility is. I feel like I shouldn't have to do this, but it makes the most sense to. I'll try to create a few analogies that help. So let's see, the first one would be if I was to go try and race my car, I wouldn't just turn my car on and go. Just because my car is not warmed up, my tires aren't warmed up, so it's not going to perform to the optimal level that I'd want it to. And it's the same thing with your body. You have to mobilize your body and make sure everything along your kinetic chain is working, starting from your ankles all the way up to, your shoulders and your head. And it's really important to do this because if one thing is overcompensating for the other, that's usually where the people find the issue and the pain. So when people say, oh, well, I'm not gonna squat or I'm not gonna shoulder press because my knees hurt, it's usually not their knees. It's either below it or above it, which is their ankles or their hips. Or in regards to the shoulders, it's whether it's wrist mobility or shoulder mobility. It never actually has anything to do with the actual elbow itself, unless you've done something drastic to your elbow to make it hurt. But it not only makes your lifts more efficient, but it makes them more clean, and it eliminates all of that unnecessary feelings that you would have if you didn't do your mobility exercises. And it just helps with longevity in the sport, and not just the sport of weightlifting, but just mobilizing yourself in general. Like for football, you definitely need to be really loose. Soccer, you can't cramp up. Cross country, track, same thing. It's the same concept, it's just executed a little bit differently. Anyways, guys, this is Hey It's Fat, and I am out. I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you guys what I'm doing, but just for the sake of the video, this is obviously an overhead press. I like doing a few warm-up sets. I don't go past 95 typically. Just get the blood flowing, trying to figure out the correct grip, which has been an issue personally I've found for my placement in the past probably 3 or 4 months. I can't figure out what the correct tricep to shoulder power ratio is, so I've gone narrow, and it's put a lot of stress on my elbows, and I've gone far out where I'm not even using my triceps whatsoever. So it's always a good thing to figure that out. The typical grip that you'd be using for an overhead press is the thumb rule. So right in the middle where the bar starts turning grippy, that's where you'll put your thumb, and the length of your thumb will be that distance, and then you go ahead and wrap it in. Some people might go in a little closer, some people might go out a little further. It's totally up to you. This is my favorite burnout exercise to do. I don't know what it's actually called. I like calling it the over-unders. An important aspect of this exercise is, as I stated earlier, shoulder mobility, because without this you might be impinging your shoulder a little bit, and you don't want to do that, and it really hurts. Anyways, guys, I'm Hey It's Fat, and I am out.